Okay, this is lecture 3, and let's take a look at the programs we're going to build first. So we're going to build a simple calculator. It's going to have a plus, minus, multiplication, division, and a few other operations. And then you're going to build a price calculator, and so that will take a product name and a price and a quantity. It'll give a subtotal, tax, and then the total when you press the calculate button. Okay, but before that, we're going to do talk about some programming issues. So let's start with that. Okay, so in our last lecture, we practiced making simple programs. And for homework, you made program A and program B. A was to display the time and date, and B was the slot machine. And you used the timer that created the tick events, and on every tick event, you would have an update. Okay, so today we'll start our discussion of VB programming. So we're going to talk about understanding algorithms and what they have to do with computer languages like Visual Basic. We're going to talk about declaring and using variables, and we're going to talk about operators and statements. So operators means like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and so on. We'll also get more VB practice by making two simple programs, a simple calculator and a price calculator. So it's important to understand the difference between two similar terms, information and data. And we talked about this a little bit before. We said that information is a description of facts in any form. So it can be handwritten notes in a notebook. It can be handwritten tallies of baseball statistics. Data is information which has been converted into an ordered, formatted digital form, okay, which permits direct processing by a computer program. Okay, so we might want to make these distinctions between description of facts in any form, notes in a notebook, tallies of baseball statistics. Tallies means like how many people got this and how many people did this and so on, and data, which is then converted into an ordered, formatted digital form, so which permits direct processing by a computer. So if it's handwritten on a notebook, you can't really process it directly using a computer, usually not. So examples are Microsoft Word files containing a set of entered notes, and an Excel spreadsheet containing baseball statistics. Okay. The transformation of information into data can involve collation, which is like you've done sorting in Excel, probably sorting a column. So sorting of written information in a standard order, formatting, for example, digitalization. So you can take your notes and convert them and scan them and turn them into digital files, and pre-processing, conversion of raw data into statistical data for further processing. You can't see that, can you? Further processing anyway. Okay, so what's an algorithm? So here we see an example of what we call an algorithm. So let's just go through this first. So we start at the beginning. This is going to be Euclid's algorithm for the greatest common divisor of two numbers. So like if you take the numbers, let's say 12 and 10, and you say what numbers divide 12? So the numbers that divide into 12 are 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12, and 1. And what numbers divide into 10? 2, 5, and 10. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 5, and 10. So what's the greatest common divisor of 12 and 10? It was 2. Okay, so we want an algorithm to give us that answer. Okay, so we input the two numbers, so 10 and 12, for example, and we have we go to here. Okay, so he's using let's see, b equals 0, and is a input a and b is b 0. So first question is the number b 0? So if it is, we're going to have a problem. So if it is, we're just going to go out and print a. So that's just kind of a weird case. You know, if one of the numbers is 0, then we're just going to print a. So that's just a decision we're going to make. But okay, if it's not 0, then the first thing we do is we check, is a greater than b? If it's not, then what we're going to do is take b minus a and make that the new b. So let's see, what were the numbers we said? 10 and 12. So suppose a is 10 and b is 12. Is a greater than b? No. So then we're going to take b minus a. So that's wait a second, what did I say? 10 and 12, b minus a. So that's 12 minus 10, and that's going to be the new b. So b is going to be now 2. So before a was, what was it? A was 10 and b was 12. Now b is 2. Okay, now we're going to go to 2, go back to here, and check, is b equal to 0? If b is not equal to 0, then we're going to go back and ask this question again. And finally, so if a is greater than b, then we're going to go to here, and then we're going to take a minus b. So what did we have? A was 10, so is b equals 0? No. Is a greater than b? Yes, it is now. So now we take 10 minus 2 is 8. So a now becomes 8. And now we go back here. And this is Euclid's algorithm. So what do we do next? B equals 0? No. Is a greater than b? What was a? Was what was 8 to 8? So a is 8. So a is greater than b. So we do a minus b. Now is b was 2. So now a is 8. Sorry, it was 8 minus 2. So now a is 6. Go back here. Go back here. Still, a is not greater than b, is it? Forget now what we had. But now I think we keep doing this until we get to 2 minus 2. And then this a will be 0. And then what happens? Is b equal to 0? Is a greater than... Oh, sorry. Not when 2... not 0, but when a becomes 2, then is a greater than b? No. So then we go here, then we take b becomes 0. Now we go back up here, and is b equal to 0? Yes. And then we print a. Okay, so that does work. And a is 2, which is what we said. Okay, that was pretty complicated. All right, so I'll stop this video and continue with the next one. Anyway, this is called an algorithm, this kind of process, this kind of plan. And you can make, I realize I just did that in a kind of confusing way. So try it yourself. Try putting A as 10 and B as 12. The greatest common divisor should be 2. And as I did it, it did print out 2. So you can check and make sure that it worked. Okay, and this is called Euclid's algorithm for getting the greatest common divisor of two numbers. Okay, so I'll continue in the next video.